Okay, before we started getting school canceled, we were working on scatter plots, and we had 4 Khan Academy lessons over scatter plots, and we're not done with them yet. Okay, I was giving you class time to do them, but we're not done yet. So I wanted to take some of our e-learning time and finish those up. And the Khan Academy lesson you were having the most trouble with was the one over making predictions from a best fit line. So I wanted to just take some time and look over an example. Okay, we did this problem in class. We took your shoe size and your height, and we made a scatter plot, putting a point for everyone in the class. Okay, we made a scatter plot using your shoe size and your height. Now I think this is 5th period. Okay, all my classes did it. So when you did it the first time, it may not have been exactly this graph, but you did something really similar. But what I want to do is just practice this. We want to find the equation of the line of best fit, use the equation to predict the height of someone who wears a size 15 shoe. Okay, so let's just go through this. The equation, for the equation, you need the slope and the y-intercept. To find the slope, find 2 corner points as best you can. Even if they're not exactly in a corner, they're really close. I think that one looks pretty good, and that point looks really good. The hardest part about the Khan Academy lesson, you guys, the people that were starting it in class, we were having this trouble. It was the numbering. Okay, so my slope, it's not simply 1/3, up 1/3. So when you do these, you need to be really careful looking at the numbering. My y-axis, if you look at the y-axis, see how every 2 spaces, like from 70 to 80, it's making a jump at 10? Okay, well, if it makes a jump at 10, between 70 and 80, that means every jump is really 5, because there's 2 equal spaces between them, within the 10. So every space on the y-axis is worth 5. On the x-axis, it looks like we're jumping from a shoe size of 2 to 4, but we're also jumping 2 spaces. So the x-axis is making jumps of 1. Okay, so the y-axis is making jumps of 5, the x-axis is making jumps of 1. So when we find the slope, we need to keep that in mind. So instead of going up 1/3, we're going up 5/3. Okay, so my slope is 5/3. I'm going to go ahead and round that to 1.7. Okay, my y-intercept is where the best fit line crosses the y-axis. Here's my y-axis. Okay, that's really, really close to 50. Really, I'm just going to think of it as 50. So my equation is, my y-intercept is 50. So my equation would be y equals, slope comes first in front of the x, so 1.7x, plus my y-intercept of 50. So y equals 1.7x plus 50. Okay, before we do the prediction, I want you to think about this. We're still getting a little confused on this. Notice the shoe size is on the x-axis, so that's x. The shoe size is represented by x. Okay, the y-axis is labeled height, inches. So that means in your equation, the variable y stands for the height, inches. Okay, so when we make this prediction, we need to be careful that we're putting the number in the right place. Okay, so use the equation to predict the height of someone that wears a size 15 shoe. So they're asking for height. Okay, they're asking for y. So we're going to leave the y alone. Okay, for someone that wears a size 15 shoe, so X is the shoe size. So that's what we're going to put in. That's what we're going to put the equation in for the equation. We're going to rewrite the equation, but we're going to replace X with 15, because 15 stands for shoe size, which is on the x-axis. So to make our prediction, all we need to do is find y by taking 1.7 times 15, which is 25.5, and then adding that to 50, and we get 75.5 inches. I guess 6 feet and 3.5 inches. It's probably the way you normally think of it. But that would be a good prediction for someone that wears a shoe size of 15. So we found the slope, rise over run, looking at the numbering really carefully. The numbering on the y-axis was jumping by 5s. The y-intercept was where the line crosses the y-axis. We wrote the equation and put the shoe size of 15 in for x, and then we found y. Okay, do the Khan Academy really carefully. Really take your time with this.